When I originally decided to start this series, it was only going to be about things I disliked in a game, but fuck it, I'm changing it up. I'm gonna preface this video by saying that Mega Man 7 is my favorite Mega Man game. From the first time I played it, it was always the one Mega Man game that I constantly returned to more than any other. Now, the Mega Man Classic series is my favorite franchise of all time, and it's also true that I've completed all of them dozens of times, and I love each and every one, even 8. See, everyone rags on 8, and with good reason, and this I do understand. But what I don't understand is how everyone also seems to agree that Mega Man 7 is considered one of the worst in the series. See how I phrased that? I don't think I've met too many people who actually believe that Mega Man 7 is bad, but everyone seems to agree that it is considered a weak entry. In fact, most people I've talked to and a lot of friends of mine seem to like it quite a bit. It's also been said that this game wasn't well received because it came out after Mega Man X, but to be honest, I don't think it's fair to compare them. The X series and the Classic series, while similar in a lot of ways, are very different from each other for a number of reasons, and I feel like back when Mega Man 7 was released, people were so tired of the old Mega Man formula that the game didn't really get the credit it deserved. This situation happens to a lot of games that aren't well received at first, but over the years, people grow to realize they're actually great games. Like The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, for example. People wrote that game off when it first came out because of its art style, and now people love it. The thing about Mega Man 7 is that here we are 20 years after it's released, and people still claim that it's considered one of the weakest in the series. I think this is bullshit. First off, aesthetically, this game fucking nails it. In my opinion, they created the most captivating art style of the entire Classic series. The sprite work is incredible. To be honest, I actually think the sprite work in this game is better than that of Mega Man X. Because of the size of all the sprites, they were able to cram quite a bit more detail in them, especially when it comes to faces. All the levels are very detailed as well, and also very vibrant and colorful. I think this is a nice contrast to the still colorful yet more gritty and serious tone of Mega Man X. Obviously, different people will have different opinions, but I've always preferred cartoony and colorful over serious and dark. The previous games on the NES had all pretty much used the same aesthetics, gradually increasing in quality over each game, but it was always the same art style. This was the first Classic series game to utilize new hardware, and because of that, it allowed Mega Man to be seen in a way that was new to the series, and really was exclusive to that game alone, unless you count Power Fighters or whatever. I hear a lot of people talk about Mega Man's sprite size being an issue, but I never really understood why. Sure, the sprites are quite a bit bigger in 7 compared to the rest, but this never seemed to be an issue, at least for me, because all the levels are designed around it. Like, of course, if you fucking stuck Mega Man 7 Mega Man into Mega Man 2, that shit wouldn't work, but this is a gripe that just never made any sense to me. The game is built around Mega Man's size, and it really doesn't ever affect the gameplay. At least for me. I'm just gonna say that now because I know people are gonna bitch in the comments about it. Also, the music is great, and it's very different from the games before it. This is something I usually don't like, especially because of how great Mega Man's music always was, but it works very well in this one. I'm not a huge fan of the SNES's sound chip, but this game utilized it in a way that I don't really think any other console would have been able to properly pull off. The music in this game in particular seems to really fit the feel of the levels themselves. The original 6 NES games' music, while incredible and catchy as hell, weren't really thematic in any way and were often interchangeable. This game's music, however, isn't. Every track seems to fit the theme of the stage, and I think that works extremely well. The game also has a lot of secret paths and special upgrades. While it's true that the Mega Man series had done this before, it was never really implemented to the extent that it was in 7. For example, using the freeze cracker on an enemy in Cloudman stage makes the level start snowing, revealing platforms that were previously invisible. Things of this nature can be done in quite a few areas of the game, and much like Mega Man X, it really extends the playtime of the game. The level design itself is really good as well, and I'll admit it's nothing really new, but it's well designed and the new art style really changes up the feel of it all. When it really comes down to it, a lot of the reason that I love this game so much is because of how it looks, and it's not that I'm saying the graphics are covering up a subpar game, but rather it's giving a pretty well designed game a new coat of paint. The feeling I get while playing this game is different than that of any other Mega Man game, and that's almost completely due to how the game is being presented to me. And I'm not one to care about graphics, but this one really pulls me in and immerses me, and that's probably because it was the first time I saw the Mega Man world come to life. They weren't just 8-bit approximations of their concept art anymore. Look, I'm not saying Mega Man 7 really did anything that fresh or new, but Capcom managed to create a charming, solid entry in the Mega Man series that unfortunately got overshadowed by the hype of Mega Man X, which, by the way, they did in 3 months. They made this game in 3 months. I don't and never did believe that this was a weak game. I don't think this game really deserves to be considered one of the worst Mega Man games. What people failed to realize about Mega Man 7 is that while it did take some pages from Mega Man X, it managed to add some much needed change to a franchise that people had begun to grow tired of. They didn't change up the core gameplay, but updated the graphical style and added just enough new things to make the game feel fresh, and to me, that's what a sequel should be. Mega Man X is amazing, sure, but it's a sequel to the series itself. If they had made a new entry in the Classic series with changes as drastic as the ones in X, we would have lost what made Classic Mega Man. And that would have made me sad. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you liked it, don't forget to, like it. And there's some other videos right here you can watch too. And if you really like the things that I do, you can press that button over there that says subscribe, and that subscribes to me. And then when you subscribe, my videos show up on your little news feed thingy, and then that way you see my videos when I make them. So thank you and goodbye.